folks. Welcome to another edition of Checkered Flag. Oops, and I just lost my thing here.
Hi, Mom. Thank you all for tuning into the Checkered Flag tonight. Want to start off by letting you guys and thanking you
While
guys.
I fix my
thanking you guys for the viewership that we're enjoying. We had over 1,063,000 viewers.
Yes, absolutely amazing. I'm here and I'm all hooked up again. Anyway, we have a great show today. We've got Brent Kaeding, and we also have Dominic
Scelzi.
Dominic Scelzi. Make sure I got the name pronounced right on the show tonight.
And Jeffrey.
Yes, Jeffrey Telscher is going to be calling in. He's going to be so Jeff, your call-in time is at 7:40. We're going to be hearing from Jeff.
On the dot, Jeff.
Yeah, on the dot, yeah. We're going to be hearing from Jeff, and he'll be talking to us about the Go Live Stream and what new things we can be looking for Go Live Stream as far as what he's going to be showing as far as racing and all that's concerned. Well, Dale Jr. took home the championship at Daytona.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, wow.
Very popular victory.
Yes, very popular victory. A lot of people were blowing up Facebook with how excited they were that he won.
Yep.
And, you know, they started out, we'll talk about that a little later tonight. They kind of started out, it rained a little. They got rained out a little bit, so they had to start late.
6 hours and 22 minutes rain delay.
Yeah, 6 hours and 22 minutes of rain delay.
Yep.
Wow. Well, opening day at Dixon starts on the 15th. Of course, don't forget, on the 8th is the swap meet. And get a chance to go out there and meet the racers.
And a play day.
And a play day. Are you going?
You bet.
Yeah, right. Well, the first ever championship in a 500, I want to give a shout out to the 94, Michael Britton. He won that at Lakeport Indoor, and we're going to recap that a little bit later, all the champions that won the championship at the Lakeport Indoor. Well, I want to follow up on a young man that we've been following here. He's been on our show a couple times. Out of Napa, California, 16-year-old James Bickford. He's a 2013 NASCAR Wayland All-American Series late model champion. He has moved up, of course, into the late model. He's actually racing the Sunrise Ford, Derek Thorne's. Derek Thorne has passed the torch. Big hats off to them. He'll be moving up to the NASCAR K&N Pro Series in 2014. This is James Bickford we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, by the one time he was 15, he was the youngest driver ever to win a late model championship at All-American Speedway in Roseville. And here are some of his accomplishments. We got to get this kid back on the show.
Yep.
I've had him on here when he raced a Legend, and I already knew at that time that the kid was going places. Well, the NASCAR highlights in 2013, NASCAR Wayland All-American Series track champion. Hello? Go ahead and answer that. Nope.
Probably Dominic.
Hello, you're on the air with a Checkered Flag here.
What's going on, guys?
Hi, Dominic.
Hey, Dominic, you can hear us here. We're going over the monologue, and we'll get right to you in a moment. And then we have our commercials. We got to pay our bills here, so stay on the line.
All righty, will do.
Thank you.
NASCAR Wayland All-American Series Rookie of the Year, Fall Classic Open Show winner, 7 wins and 12 starts.
Wow.
Won the Semi-Pro Championship. This kid is only 16 years old, and we've got to get him back on the show to follow up.
Yep.
Like I said, I had him on here when he was racing a Legend. Well, I want to thank our sponsor. This portion of the Checkered Flag is brought to you by V&H Fresh, because there's no substitute for quality. We're going to have a commercial break, and we'll be right back with our guest who's on the line right now. This portion of the Checkered Flag is brought to you by V&H Fresh, currently marketing their own brand of broccoli crowns, and at the start of this year importing their own label of strawberries and Roma tomatoes all the way from Mexico. V&H Fresh, just 8 months ago, decided to build and sponsor their own micro-sprint race team. They have a total of 4 cars and will be bringing a 5th in on April. Dedicated to helping with the race community and are blessed to be a part of it in a very small way. Trust V&H Fresh, because there is no substitute for quality. This portion of the show is brought to you by Yaya's Coffee House, located in the Burns Valley Mall in Clear Lake, right next to Grocery Outlet. Yaya's Coffee House has all your favorite hot, cold, to blended coffees. Shelby and Ashley and the gang are happy to serve you with whatever your heart desires from their new hot-looking menu. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Come into Yaya's Coffee House for a family atmosphere today. Live Pro Wrestling is coming to Lake County. Pacific Rampage Wrestling presents Battle by the Lake, Saturday, March 1st at the Lakeside Family Fun Center, located at 872 Lakeport Boulevard, also where pre-sale tickets are sold. For more information on ticket prices, call 701-1581 or visit www.PacificRampageWrestling.com. This show is also featuring all your favorite all-time superstars from California, such as the Golden Boy Dylan Drake, your favorite tag team, Pink Mink Inc., Will Rude, Marcus Lewis, Jekyll's the Jester, and many more of your all-time favorites. Pre-sale tickets are sold at the Lakeside Family Fun Center.
Myself came off to this place, so I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to put it out the track, and that's exactly what we did. And once again, I couldn't do it without the great guys at Kaeding, my mom and dad, and all you fans coming out and supporting. He figured it out on a hooked-up track with a big wing, Dominic Scelzi tonight.
All right. Well, we are back with our guest.
Dominic Scelzi has been generous enough to join us this evening. Welcome, Dominic.
What's going on, guys?
Happy Monday. Thank you for joining us here on the Checkered Flag Show. We're going to get right into it and ask you to tell us a little bit about how you first got into racing.
Well, I basically grew up at the racetracks. My dad went professional drag racing back in '97, and that was the year I was born. So I was actually supposed to be born in Texas, and my mom decided she wasn't feeling good enough, and she stayed home that week instead of going to the races. And I was a little premature. I came 2 weeks early, and I was born in the great city of Fresno, California. And the next week I was at the racetrack, and I've been at a racetrack every weekend for the rest of my life, last 16 years.
Wow! At 1 week old, you were at a racetrack, huh?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what, it's awesome being able to grow up in such a great sport and such a big and diverse sport. There's racing in every country in the world, and if you're not racing cars, you're racing bikes or racing on feet. Racing's racing, and I love every bit of it.
I'm with you there. So I'm reading your bio here. Our assistant, Kathy Ray, did lots of good research on you. Thank you, Kathy. It says that at 6 years old, you started racing and you won all 7 races you competed in that year and won the class championship in go-karting. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I started racing go-karts when I was 6 years old. I had a fire suit before I was even 1 year old, and I wore it around everywhere I went. And I got a little 50 dirt bike when I was 4, and I thought I was going to be the next Ricky Carmichael, and I was running around the shop, and I was going around real fast, and I fell really hard. I hit I think it was a 10-foot jump or something, and I never lifted in third gear, and I just destroyed the bike and skinned me up pretty good. So my dad said, no more 2 wheels. He goes, you're a little crazy for that. So we're going to get you in a go-kart. So when I was 6, we went go-kart racing. And for the year before that, when I was 5, every Wednesday, my dad was home. He'd fly home Tuesday night from the races. And on Wednesday, after school, he'd pick me up early, and we'd go test go-karts. And we tested in Kerman, and the track was only a minute down the street from my grandparents' house. So I practiced every single Wednesday the year before, and then when we finally decided to race, I felt like I was, as ready as I'd ever be to race, and I was chomping at the bit. And there was 8 races in the point series, and we ran 7 of them, and the other one we were traveling, and we ended up winning every race that we ran and won the championship.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Was that like an outlaw kart, or what kind of go-kart was it?
No, it was just an asphalt go-kart, just a regular old, I believe they called them kid carts, and we actually still have it in the shop. We've got it somewhere in the back of the shop, and that's my first race car, and it was my brother's first race car as well. So we really have a lot of sentimental value with that cart, and we just any of our family friends that have young kids that want to get into racing, we always throw them in it around the shop and let them play with it.
All right, that's a good tradition you guys have started.
And also I noticed, like so many, you started out in a 600, and you raced with the restrictor.
Yeah, I ran the micro sprints for quite a few years. We bought a junior sprint when I was 7 years old, and we had just a little bit of success. I think I ran maybe 30 races total, and we won 10 races. We won 3 our first year, 4 our second, 3 again our third year. We decided that we'd move up to the restricted 600 class, and that was a huge jump for me.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
we had Monty Fasino helping us out in the entire Fasino group, which anyone that knows anything about the micro racing, they know Fasino is about as royalty as it gets.
Absolutely.
And, they really helped us out, and they guided me through on what I needed to do as a driver, and through setup and whatnot. And we were able to have great success in the restricted. And I couldn't tell you how many races we won, but I know we won a championship. And then we decided to move up to the Super 600 division, which you had to be 14 to that to be, to race that. And my dad ran the Super 600s, once a year, twice a year. So we had a motor laying around, and it was an off weekend. So we decided to throw a motor in and run with the big boys. And our first three races, our first two races, we crashed on the first lap, and we weren't too happy about it. And then the third race, we were actually running second there with a couple laps to go, and a battery went out. And then our fourth race out, we actually won it. So we've always had really quick success with whatever class we moved up to. And the micro sprint division, I feel, is definitely a great starting area and a great place to race.
Absolutely. I've had the privilege to. I started announcing over at Dixon Speedway. I'd say this is going to be close to my second season. And I noticed that you were talking about the junior sprints, and that's a great starter class also.
Yeah.
So our bio shows that you had a total of 18 feature wins and a track championship at Plaza Park Raceway there in Visalia. Can you remember that year?
Would that be the Super 600s?
Looks like it.
Yeah, that was
Plaza
a great
Park?
year. That was my last year in the Super 600 division, and my last full year in a micro. And I believe we ran 36, 37 races, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but if you say 18, then it was 18. I know the bio's right, but yeah, we had great success. It seemed like if we didn't win in a weekend, we'd double up the next weekend. It was just it was one of those years that it seemed like whatever you did, it was the right move, and we got a lot of unbelievable breaks. There was times where I'd be running second to a guy, and the guy would bounce off the wall in lap traffic and make a little mistake, and we'd be able to get the win, or something would happen to where we were kind of given 2 or 3 wins, but most of them we earned. And still to this day, my favorite micro win, and will probably forever be my favorite micro win, was the Super 600 National in Visalia at Plaza Park. We started 18th in the main event. We drove it all the way up and won the main event, won the points championship in the same night. And that was the biggest purse I'd ever won in a race yet. And it was a really, really special night, going from basically the last row and winning the main event.
Fantastic,
That's
man.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Also, something else here that's close to the checkered flag. We've covered King of the West. You were King of the West Rookie of the Year in 2013.
Yes, he was. Congratulations, man. How'd that feel?
Thank you. I'll tell you what. I didn't think I was going to be eligible to win it because in the previous years you had to run every race, and the year before I was able to win 2 360 sprint car races, one in Watsonville and one in Hanford, and we raced against a lot of really tough guys. So we felt it was the right time to move up to the 410s. And after such a great Trophy Cup, leading 41 of 50 laps there my rookie season, and unfortunately not getting the win, we felt the 410 was the way to go. And last year we had a lot of ups and downs, and we had a lot of really great runs. We ran third, I think 2 or 3 times, and we were in the top 5, I think 6 or 7 times, and we were able to get a big, huge win. My first 410 race in my career in Stockton at the dirt track there, and that kind of sealed the deal for the Rookie of the Year award, and I couldn't be more thankful.
Yeah, congratulations on that. Do you know about how many horsepower that 410 car has?
Yeah, they say the Outlaws, they've got 900 horsepower, and we're a little bit down on that with our motors, just because they're not brand new and they're a little bit older and used, and they still work great, but we have around 880 horsepower in our best motor, and it's I'm telling you what, it's a handful to drive. A winged 410 sprint car is hands down the toughest that you could possibly drive. There's non-wing sprint cars and 360s and 410s and all the stuff. It's all difficult, but when you get into a wings 410, it's the toughest thing you'll ever drive.
What's you guys' weight requirement?
It's about 1350.
1350. So 880 horsepower and a 1350.
It varies for track, like the 360s if you have an open motor, an ASCS motor, and the 410s and stuff, and it varies. And but it's so light and so much horsepower. I'd say the closest thing you can relate it to is a 500cc Outlaw kart.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, very close to that. Yes, and so I understand you went to the Chili Bowl this past year?
Yeah, we went for the first time. I ran for a good friend of mine up out of Elk Grove, California, with Elk Grove Ford, Coalwood Racing.
Oh yeah.
And it was two buddies of mine, Chase Johnson and Cole Wood, and we went there.
Yeah. Friends of the show, both.
Wednesday night, they actually announced over the loudspeaker during the main event that I was announced the National Rookie of the Year in the 410 series, in the 410. So
wow.
that was huge going into Thursday, my practice night. We were able to win our heat race and start fourth and run fourth in our qualifier. And I think we were up to 8th or 9th in the main event, and we got involved in, not a crash, but we got together with a guy and we ended up 13th.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Ask you about that. You had a little incident there in the C main.
Yeah. In the C main on Saturday night, we were running 7th, I believe, and a local guy he got a little anxious and got in there and took me out there. But it was just a racing deal and no hard feelings. That stuff kind of happens.
Yeah.
But we were really, really close to getting the Rookie of the Year there. We were only 2 positions away, so I was really, really happy with the way it went. I can't thank everyone at Elk Grove Ford for making it happen.
Just to clarify, the Chili Bowl is midgets.
Yes.
As opposed to the 410 sprint cars that we were talking about earlier. So I understand you have a big announcement for this year that you're forming an alliance with Roth Motorsports. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we are just down the street from Roth Motorsports. We've got actually 3 sprint car shops, or actually the 4 of us are within a mile away from each other, all on the same street. So it's really close-knit. Everyone's at everyone's shop. And when we decided to come up to the sprint car ranks, Dennis, and Teresa, they wanted to help us out in any way they could. They're really good friends of ours, and we couldn't really come to a deciding factor of what we wanted to do. So we ran our personal car the last few years, and this year with Kim going on the road and Kyle being the defending King of the West champion, we decided it was good timing to team up with them, and we've got identical race cars to Roth Motorsports, and they're helping us out in ways I can't thank them, and what Dennis and Teresa and everyone at Roth Motorsports has done for me, and I will never be able to repay them. It means the absolute world to me.
Fantastic, man. Congratulations on that. Tell us a little bit about what kind of training regimen and diet you're practicing to stay in shape to drive a race car.
Well, I run every day, and I feel like that's a big part of my cardio. I've always noticed that when I work out harder, I'm always better at the end of a race, and I feel that's really important. And I do kickboxing every Monday and Wednesday, and I take that very seriously. And I train as if I were going to be a fighter instead of a racer, because I feel like I need to go as hard as I possibly can in the gym to be successful on the racetrack. And I'm not a light kid. I weigh 180 pounds, but I'm definitely not overweight or anything like that. But I feel the more muscle and the more cardio that I can have, the better that makes me. And even though it's a little tougher to get into a midget instead of someone like Kyle Larson who weighs $120,
right?
It pays off at the end on that 30th lap.
So you're a lean, mean racing machine, right?
Yes, sir. I'm lean and mean.
All right. Last question for me is, where would you like racing to eventually take you?
I'd like to say that one day I'll be an outlaw or a NASCAR or something like that, but I feel like the smartest way of going about it is to have a realistic view, and there will never be another Jeff Gordon. There will never be another Kyle Larson. You've got to be the first something. I just want to be the first and only Dominic Scelzi. That's and if that involves me racing the local 360 show on every Friday and Saturday night here in California, I'm happy with that. But my goal, I really want to be a World of Outlaw champion. My heart and soul is in the World of Outlaws, and traveling up and down on the road, racing 100 times a year is exactly what I want to do. And I feel like us as a family and me as a driver personally, we've done a great job of prepping myself. And I'm always looking for opportunities to drive any kind of race car. And I've got several opportunities that I'll be running a non-link sprint car 14 to 360 this year. As well as a couple of 360 shows. So I'm really, really excited, and I'm really looking forward to what this year brings and what my future brings.
Right on, man.
Fantastic.
Right on.
Why don't you take a moment here and thank some of the people that have helped you get to this point?
I'm sorry?
This is your opportunity to thank some of the people that have helped you get to this point, your family, friends, crew, sponsors.
Yeah, I've got to thank my mom and dad, and without them, I would never be in a race car. I could only dream about it. My grandma and grandpa on both sides, they've gone to every race and they've supported me throughout my entire life. Redline Oil, K&N, Sparco. Without all of them, this would definitely not be possible. And everyone that works hard in the shop, Rob Hart, Steve Hamlin, Monty Content, Kaeding Performance for teaching me how to race these cars, and my good buddy Jonathan Allard. Without all of them and everyone at Roth Motorsports, I would definitely not be where I'm at today. And I really hope I can look back on this 10 years from now and say that I was going fast and I was doing good, and now I'm even better now.
Our mutual friend Brent is going to be our next guest.
Yes.
Brent Kaeding.
Yes.
So it was nice of you to bring him up. That was a good segue there.
Yeah, great segue.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We gotta let you go, man. Thanks for calling. We gotta cut to another
All right, you got
commercial
it.
break. And
Well, tell him I said hi.
You
do
bet,
that.
brother. Thank you
we'll
so
do that.
much.
Keep on doing what you're doing, brother.
Yep.
All right.
All right,
We'll
thank you.
see you out in the dirt, Dominic. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice young man.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna cut to another commercial break, and we'll be right back with our second guest.
This portion of the Checkered Flag is brought to you by V&H Fresh, currently marketing their own brand of broccoli crowns, and at the start of this year importing their own label of strawberries and Roma tomatoes all the way from Mexico. V&H Fresh, just 8 months ago, decided to build and sponsor their own micro sprint race team. They have a total of 4 cars and will be bringing a 5th in on April. Dedicated to helping with the race community and are blessed to be a part of it in a very small way. Trust V&H Fresh because there is no substitute for quality. This portion of the show is brought to you by Yaya's Coffee House, located in the Burns Valley Mall in Clear Lake, right next to Grocery Outlet. Yaya's Coffee House has all your favorite hot, cold, to blended coffees. Shelby and Ashley and the gang are happy to serve you with whatever your heart desires from their new hot-looking menu. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Coming into Yaya's Coffee House for a family atmosphere today. Live Pro Wrestling is coming to Lake County. Pacific Rampage Wrestling presents Battle by the Lake, Saturday, March 1st at the Lakeside Family Fun Center, located at 872 Lakeport Boulevard, also where pre-sale tickets are sold. For more information on ticket prices, call 707-701-1581 or visit www.pacificrampagewrestling.com. This show is also featuring all your favorite all-time superstars from California, such as the Golden Boy Dylan Drake, your favorite tag team, Pink Mink Inc., Will Rude, Marcus Lewis, Jekyll's the Jester, and many more of your all-time favorites. Pre-sale tickets are sold at the Lakeside Family Fun Center.
Going there for a second. Uh-oh. Coming back.
Okay, and so our next guest tonight, kind enough to join us, is Brent Kaeding, one of the Bay Area's, he's probably the Bay Area's most famous sprint car driver of all time. Welcome, Brent. Thanks for being here tonight.
Well, thank you for having me.
We're glad to have you. So let's get right into it. I know that you won a bunch of races and a bunch of titles. Kathy Ray did our research tonight, thanks to Kathy.
Yeah.
She dug up some stuff on you, and it looks to me like you won 13 of the Northern Auto Racing Club titles. You want to tell us a little bit about that experience and what it took to do it?
Well, that'd take all night to do that, but very fortunate to have a good crew and some good car owners and sponsors that made that all possible, and it was a lot of fun back then, and it's still fun today. So
Glad to hear it. So the NARC series is no more, correct? Now it's the Golden State King of the West that's kind of replaced that. And you had some great success in that as well. It looks like you won 13 titles in the King of the West series as well.
yeah,
Same crew, same people, different series.
pretty much the same crew and same people that are responsible for all of them.
Fantastic.
Sweet. So what was that experience like for you?
No different, really. I mean, those two series were intertwined
Right.
back in the day, and pretty intense. You know, a lot of tough racing, a lot of talent in both series, each and every night. So
Yeah. The great the great Gary Thomas is doing that series now. We've had him on the show. He's a friend
Yep.
of the Checkered Flags.
Yep. And we just had the Rookie of the Year from last
yes.
year, Dominic Scelzi. So do you ever get any seat time anymore? Do you drive at all?
yeah, no, we're still doing it. Not as often as we used to, but we've been bringing up some young drivers the last few years, like Kyle Larson and Rico Abreu and Dominic Scelzi, and
Yeah.
ran a kid from the Midwest, Chris Martin, last year, and got a few Australians coming in this year. So
Oh wow.
Fantastic.
How did you score that?
How'd that
Excuse me?
Australian deal happen?
How did the Australian deal happen?
oh, I've been over there for the last 20 years, so we've got a lot
okay.
of contacts over there, and
Right.
Sure.
they're all would love to come over here and race in the U.S. as we would love to go over there. So we're got a couple of maybe new guys we're going to bring over this year and do a little bit of racing with them.
Gotcha. Our bio says here that you're a National Sprint Car Hall of Fame inductee. I can't even imagine how incredible of a feeling that was. When did that happen?
It's been about 6 years ago now. But yeah, it was a great honor, and
Yeah.
you know, it's pretty cool to be in there with the rest of the inductees, and yeah, just a tribute to what my team has accomplished. Although I was the one inducted, it's a tribute to everybody's hard work and effort that has helped me in my career for the
Absolutely.
last 35 years.
I can attest to this is absolutely a team sport. Did you go to Knoxville for that ceremony?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. So for those of you that don't know, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame is in Knoxville, Iowa. Site of one of the most famous racetracks of all time.
I want to talk about your opening video. Looks like you're a fun-loving guy out there on the racetrack. Tell us about your little wheelie thing you did there.
I wouldn't have anyone idea on which one you're talking about. There's been quite a few. But
Well, we opened. You must have done a whole bunch of them. Then we opened the show and looks like you like to get out there and play a little bit.
some might think that, yeah, and some might think something different.
Oh, you're trying to keep it on the hush-hush, right? Right.
So I know that when I used to go sit in the stands at San Jose Speedway, your dad was still competing in those days. Tell us a little bit about what it was like growing up with such a famous dad in a sport that you went on to excel in.
I don't know. It was just always a lot of hard work and a lot of excitement. Weekends were always fun. Looked forward to that. And I guess didn't really have another direction to go but auto racing, because that's where my love was at.
Sure. Did you feel any extra pressure, do you think, with your dad being so successful?
I think maybe a little at first, but we were fortunate to have some good support in the beginning and some knowledge, because we'd been around racing our whole life, never actually drove anything, but
Yeah.
around it, knew what kind of hard work and effort it took, which is different from most of the kids today. But so we were successful fairly quick.
So-
And I don't know, it was a lot of fun racing with my dad, though, back in the day. I mean, raced him and as hard as Tim and Bud race me today, and had as much fun as they're having.
Good. That's a great family tradition you guys are keeping alive. So as part of your success, it looks like you're the all-time leader in wins at the Silver Dollar Speedway in Chico with 88 victories. That's a lot, man. Can you kind of describe for us how it feels to have that much success?
88.
I don't know. Not really. Just like I said, time and time again, it's just a lot of hard work and effort, and all the credit goes to all those people that have supported me and I've surrounded myself with, as far as crews and car owners. And we used to go to Chico quite a bit. I haven't raced there much in the last probably 8 or 10 years, or we'd probably be well over 100, but we don't get up there but 2 or 3 times a year anymore.
Yeah.
The series has taken us other places, and the business has. So, you know, it was like a home track to us at one time. We really loved going up there, and it's a great place to race. And looking forward to getting up there for the Broadway race and the Tartar race here this year with the King of the West series.
Fantastic. That'll be exciting.
Yeah. So out of those, man, that's a lot of wins. 88 wins. That's a lot of wins to have to say. Out of all those 88, is there anything memorable that you remember the most? And out of any of those wins, or what win sticks out the most?
The Mini Gold Cup back in '91, I think, was the most memorable outlaw race that we won. That was an exciting race, and track was like a rodeo ground. So.
Right.
I can relate.
Yeah. So what advice do you have? Say that I'm between the ages of 14 and 16, and I'm watching the show and I'm just itching to get into a car. What advice do you have? How would they go about doing that?
Well, I don't know if I can give you that advice over the air, but it takes some time. I don't know. Just, if you don't have any experience at this, you probably should get some racing, some other form of car, and it seems like the outlaw go-karts are a great place to start.
I agree.
Yes, I agree.
Most of these kids that are coming out of there are very talented.
Yep.
And, you know, it's going to take a lot of desire and hard work
Yes.
to be successful. And money. So
Yes.
your dad or mom, it's going to take a lot of money to get it done.
Absolutely
Yeah.
true. Absolutely true.
Right.
So what would you say was the funniest thing that you ever experienced in racing? And after that, tell us about the scariest thing that you've ever experienced in racing.
I don't know anything funny that happened while I was racing, but a lot of things before or after. As
Sure.
far as scariest,
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe personally, probably a wreck at Manzanita Speedway. I got in a wreck there with 4 or 5 other guys, and we all got carted off to the hospital, so that's probably the scariest thing. But I've been fortunate to not ever really been hurt bad in a sprint car. So, but that was probably the scariest.
Yeah, I imagine so. 4 or 5 of you got carted off, huh? Oof.
Yeah.
Yep. Everybody else make a full recovery?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Glad to
Yeah.
hear it. So in the day, your heyday, what kind of training regimen and diet were you doing?
At least 1 or 2 large high-five pizzas a week.
I remember when they were the talk of the town there at San Jose Speedways. Yep. That was a big
So
joke.
is there a diet? Is there a diet to follow? I mean, you have to make weight with yourself in the car. So, is there often a diet you have to follow, or weight you have to go by, or?
Well, you can weigh as much as you want, but it's going to affect your performance. So, but yeah, as you get older, you got to watch a little more about what you're eating and how you're training. As when you're younger, you just pretty much eat and do what you want.
Right, eat that pizza before the race.
That doesn't work at this age, so.
I hope I don't get kicked off air for saying this, but Tony, we know how that is. We've seen Tony Stewart fill out a little bit here. He's that guy's fluctuated a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
As you guys will find out soon.
I'm already finding out, man. I'm surprised the buttons on this suit here, on my suit here, are not popping off right now.
Believe me, brother, I'm there. I fell out of the seat last 600 race I drove, so I've been back and working out a little bit more. But yeah, I'm 53 now, and it takes its toll. Trust me, folks. If you guys don't think that race car drivers are athletes, come with me some night. I'll show you that we are athletes. It's hard work.
Yeah.
Fun, but hard work. Brent, you're the father of both Tim and Bud Kaeding, a couple of also very famous young sprint car drivers. Tell us a little bit about how it feels to have such successful sons carrying on the family tradition.
Well, it feels great. You know, I'm really proud of what they've both done, and you know, the directions they've went. Bud ran quite a bit of the non-wing stuff and with the USAC Silver Crown Series and had success there, and Tim chose the wing sprint car stuff, and he's had great success there, winning numerous championships and races. The both of them have, and looking forward to what's ahead for him. Bud's got an opportunity to run with Maury Williams and Ashley Smith with the Zero team, and
wow,
Tim's got a great opportunity with Dennis and Teresa Roth on the World Outlaw Tour, so it's exciting, and I love watching them both race, and you know, it's fun racing against them. So it's probably more fun watching them as they continue to beat up on me most of the time now when we're on the track. But
right,
I had my share of beating them each and every night, so now I guess it's their turn now.
Yep, the pendulum has swung, huh?
Yep.
So I understand you're at a point in your career where you've done a lot of exciting things and you've had a lot of great success. Do you have anything on your list that you'd still like to accomplish as far as racing?
Well, one of my mechanics said I should run Bathurst next year, so maybe I'll start training for that.
There you go. That sounds like a great challenge.
Yeah, but no, I've been fortunate to have a great and long career, and just looking forward to having a good season and see where that takes us.
Tell us a little bit about your business, Kaeding Performance.
Well, we're basically a performance speed shop that mainly we specialize in sprint car parts and service, and we've been here since 1955, and strictly, I guess, doing sprint car stuff since the 80s, along with a machine shop, and we're the Maxim distributor for the West Coast. Got a great group of guys that work here, and we do sprint car and midget sales throughout the United States, New Zealand, and Australia.
Wow. And you guys have the coolest Christmas light display I've ever seen.
Growing rapidly, and takes up a lot of our time, so that's why I don't get to race as often as I'd like to.
He was co-host here was just saying you have a pretty elaborate Christmas light setup.
Yeah, the one that I could see from 880 there with the 3 cars. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, my dad built those decorations with the sprint car and the lights. Yeah, we get a lot of great comments. People pulling off the highway wanting to buy them, and
right.
He had a lot of fun doing it.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Every time I pass there, I think that you guys are in there working hard. I've been into the shop a few times and bought some of the safety gear that I use to help keep me safe every Saturday night that I race. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's take a moment here and give you the opportunity to thank some of your helpers and sponsors and anybody else that you'd like to reach out or shout out to.
Well, all my guys here are here in the shop working, so they're not going to hear you out there, but I thank them each and every day, and I think that's why they've stuck with me.
Yeah.
And they're all here working now, working hard, trying to get prepared for the new season to come. So just like to thank the fans out there and thank you for having me on the show tonight. And I better get back to work. These guys are staring at me over here.
It's absolutely our pleasure. They'll be able to see it later. This is an archived show.
Yes,
so
we'll have it archived by tomorrow at least.
Yeah, so they'll be poking fun at you tomorrow. Don't worry.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Brent.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
man.
Hey, I'll give a shout out to Joey Bats if he's out there.
All right, there
All
you
right.
go.
Go for
All
it.
right.
All right.
We know he's working hard.
Thank you,
All right,
brother.
guys. Thank you.
Thank
right.
you. We'll see you very soon.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Bye for now.
All right. That was our second. Hey, what a great guest. Both the great guests that we've had on.
Yep.
Well, we got to take another commercial break, and we're going to get right back with recapping the Daytona 500. Just a little bit of talk, and of course, after that, we're going to talk about we're going to recap the what happened in Ukiah this week, and the Lakeport Indoor champion. So after that, we'll be right back. Hopefully, we'll hear from Jeffrey Telscher. Jeff, you can call in now.
Yep.
All right.
This portion of the Checkered Flag is brought to you by V&H Fresh, currently marketing their own brand of broccoli crowns, and at the start of this year importing their own label of strawberries and Roma tomatoes all the way from Mexico. V&H Fresh, just 8 months ago, decided to build and sponsor their own micro-sprint race team. They have a total of 4 cars and will be bringing a 5th in on April. Dedicated to helping with the race community and are blessed to be a part of it in a very small way. Trust V&H Fresh because there is no substitute for quality. This portion of the show is brought to you by Yaya's Coffee House, located in the Burns Valley Mall in Clear Lake, right next to Grocery Outlet. Yaya's Coffee House has all your favorite hot, cold, to blended coffees. Shelby and Ashley and the gang are happy to serve you with whatever your heart desires from their new hot-looking menu. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Come on into Yaya's Coffee House for a family atmosphere today. Live pro wrestling is coming to Lake County. Pacific Rampage Wrestling presents Battle by the Lake, Saturday, March 1st at the Lakeside Family Fun Center, located at 872 Lakeport Boulevard, also where pre-sale tickets are sold. For more information on ticket prices, call 707-701-1581 or visit www.pacificrampagewrestling.com. This show is also featuring all your favorite all-time superstars from California, such as the Golden Boy Dylan Drake, your favorite tag team, Pink Mink Inc., Will Rude, Marcus Lewis, Jekyll's the Jester, and many more of your all-time favorites. Pre-sale tickets are sold at the Lakeside Family Fun Center.
All right, we're back. Well, Jeffrey Telscher, if you're watching, you can go ahead and give us a call, 707-462-1407. And that line will be open for you folks, too, 707-462-1407. Talk about Daytona talk. There was a lot of excited fans. Boy, I tell you, the Twitter and Facebook and all the social media was just buzzing. A lot of people were excited that Dale Jr. took the win.
Very
and of course,
popular win.
Very, very popular win. And like we said, we were talking about 6 hours of rain out. So
6 hours, 22 minutes.
6 hours and 22 minutes. So yeah.
Yeah, I counted.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We don't have that luxury in local track racing.
No.
We either get a rain out or we so and they just sit and wait in their cars and. Well, let's get to the recap for Ukiah Speedway this past weekend.
Yay.
What a great race it was this past weekend at Ukiah. This is second to last points race. And by the way, before we get
For the
to that,
winter series.
for the winter series, before we get to that, I want to tell you that that on the 1st,
March
March 1st will be the final points race where the champions will be crowned. That's happening at Dixon. I'm not going to be there because I have my event. So
I'll be announcing.
you'll be announcing. Yes, you're gonna have to fill me in. So best of luck to all of you. From Ace, best of luck to everybody out there at Dixon and the kids. Race it hard, make me proud. Okay, gonna go with the beginner box. Brody Snyder. Boy, that's a small, just a little guy.
Yeah.
Brody Snyder took the win in the dash and again in the main. We'll get to that in a minute. Rylan Renaud, spot number 2. Kylie Keon,
Wow.
third, and
Really
Wade
coming on.
Whitman in fourth. Going to the beginner box main. Get down here scroll down to the beginner box main. Brody Snyder came back. What a night Brody had. Came back again and won the main event. And Kylie Keon gave him a run for his money, but he ended up making the main event. Rylan Renaud in spot number 3. Number 4, Kendra Land. Matthew McAllister in 5th. By the way, Matthew McAllister is actually second in points. So hats off to that girl for this is her first year.
Hard work.
Yeah, first year. Haley Glass, number 6, number 7, Daniel DeKaiser. And real quick, I want to talk about that. Daniel DeKaiser, you recognize that last name.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's great to see that. Great to see Daniel DeKaiser and
Good
DeKaiser
job.
out there, taking the legacy. So right
Good
on.
job, family.
Yes, great job, family. Audrey Portlock in 8th. Going to the 250 dash. Caden Butler won the dash. Tyler Shipley, number 2. Style Cole, spot number 3, and Cole Brown in number 4. So big hats off to them.
Yeah.
Colby Johnson took the win in the 250 main. Yeah, what a kid there. Colby Johnson raced it really hard. Alec Justice in there in
Friend
spot.
of the show.
Yes, friend of the show. I've had Colby. Colby's been on the show.
Right.
Also
another
I've had
guest.
all the Johnsons on the show. Yeah, great racing team.
Wow,
great
the
family.
top 4 in the 250 main are all former guests.
Yes.
Come on
Wow,
the Checkered
the
Flag
top
show,
4,
guys,
yeah.
and you win more races.
Alec Justison, and spot number 73. Eric Nelson was on the show?
Nope.
No, it was
But
the top 4.
yeah.
Eric Nelson's number 3. We're going to have to get him on the show,
Yep.
though. We'll get Eric Nelson on the show. Sky Thompson, she was
Last week's guest.
Yeah, last week's guest. Top 5.
And Taylor DiCarlo, another last week's guest.
Yeah, exactly. We're going the points. We'll get to the points a little later too.
Our old buddy Joshua Lewis.
Yeah, Joshua Lewis, 6th.
Hi, Josh.
Ellie Russo, Cameron Haney. Ellie Russo and Haney had a couple of walk-ups. I don't know. Yeah, they had.
Really?
They did all right, but they had a couple of they kind of got together a few times. The track is short. The track is short.
Yes,
So
it is.
it's bound to happen.
And small too.
And small. I mean, the reaction time isn't as the reaction time. You have to be really on it.
Yes. Yeah, things happen very quickly.
Very quickly. Yes. Box stock dash. Getting to the box stock now for the dash and the box stock. Caden Butler came in for the box stock and winning the main event. Tyler Shipley, number 2. Great night for Tyler. Not bad for Tyler Shipley. He had number 2s. And
doing double duty, huh?
Yeah,
Beginner
double
box
duty,
and
yes.
box stock?
Yeah.
Same with Styled Cole and Cole Brown, looks like.
Style Cole. Cole Brown come in at number 4. Box stock main. Caden Butler won the box stock main. And then
Styled Cole again.
Yep. And then
Kindon Peacock.
Peacock came in at number 2. Number 3, Cole Brown. And number 4, number 4 is Cole Brown. And Kimberly Sorrells, number 5.
Pulled in 5th.
Big hats off to Kimberly. And I want to talk about her cart, man. She's got a great looking cart. She's got this SpongeBob.
Oh, neat.
SpongeBob on the side. And what's significant about that is Earnhardt's granddaughter also, but she's running Sandy on hers.
Right.
So it's almost like she's taking the
carrying on that tradition.
Carrying on the tradition.
Yeah.
Tyler Shipley, Kylie Keon, number 6. Tyler Shipley in 7. Clones were there. Richard Torzili. What a race they had with the clones. It was awesome. Richard Torzili, Tom Goss in spot number 2, Scott Morgan number 3, and Derek Kennedy in number 4. They raced it pretty. Let's stay right there real quick. They raced it pretty hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to just hold this now. It keeps falling. I give up. They actually
that's
raced
all right.
it pretty hard. Scott Morgan and of course
Derek Kennedy.
Derek. Yeah, get to the top. We'll get to the top part here.
Yeah.
Richard Torzili and Tom Goss really raced it hard, and we see that happen with them at Dixon. Those two are side by side.
Yep.
So going down to the clones. Richard Torzili won the clone main. Tom Goss in spot number 2, Scott Morgan in 3, and Derek Kennedy in 4th.
Same finishing order.
500 dash. Check this out. 500. This was a great race here. 500 dash. The 500 dash was actually won by Jeremy Doss, Kyle Tellstrom in spot number 2, Alec Justison in third. Boy, those top 3 were the ones to watch that night. I'm telling you. Darren Snyder in spot number 4. Going into the 500 mains, Kyle Tellstrom actually won. Jeremy Doss was in the lead up until almost the last lap.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Something happened. Jeremy Doss. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Lost control. Went slow. Kyle Tellstrom used that advantage to get on by. That's just racing. Alec Justin in spot number 3. Michael Britton in spot number 4. The number 94 Michael Britton. Sierra Furia.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, friend of the show in spot number 5. Well, let's get to the Lakeport Indoor Champions. We're crowned.
Before we go on with that, back it up a sec, please, Kathy. It looks like we had a situation where Michael Britton's had an engine problem, and Rick Chambers took his engine out and put it in Michael Britton's car so he could race it.
Yes.
That way to be, man. That's a selfless act.
Yeah, that's
a very
selfless act. You were reading my notes before, didn't you?
Yep.
That's okay. That's worth mentioning. That definitely is worth mentioning. Took the motor out of his car, and put it in Michael Britton so Michael Britton can race.
We appreciate that.
Yeah. That's the kind of selfless stuff, things that I like to see at the racetrack. Yep. Lakeport Indoor, the championships were crowned. 2013, 2014 champions. In the beginner box, Brody Snyder was crowned champion. Big hats off to Brody Snyder.
Very good.
Skylar Cole in the box stock in the 250 class. Colby Johnson. And Michael Britton, and by the way, that was his first championship win ever in a 500.
Fantastic.
And it's number 94, Michael Britton. So absolutely fantastic.
Congratulations to all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Yeah. We're going to get, in a little bit, we're going to talk about the upcoming races. We're going to get to one final commercial break before we do that, and we will be right back.
This portion of the Checkered Flag is brought to you by V&H Fresh, currently marketing their own brand of broccoli crowns, and at the start of this year importing their own label of strawberries and Roma tomatoes all the way from Mexico. V&H Fresh, just 8 months ago, decided to build and sponsor their own micro-sprint race team. They have a total of 4 cars and will be bringing a 5th in on April. Dedicated to helping with the race community and are blessed to be a part of it in a very small way. Trust V&H Fresh because there is no substitute for quality. This portion of the show is brought to you by Yaya's Coffee House, located in the Burns Valley Mall in Clear Lake, right next to Grocery Outlet. Yaya's Coffee House has all your favorite hot, cold to blended coffees. Shelby and Ashley and the gang are happy to serve you with whatever your heart desires from their new hot-looking menu. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Coming into Yaya's Coffee House for a family atmosphere today. Live pro wrestling is coming to Lake County. Pacific Rampage Wrestling presents Battle by the Lake, Saturday, March 1st at the Lakeside Family Fun Center, located at 872 Lakeport Boulevard, also where pre-sale tickets are sold. For more information on ticket prices, call 707-701-1581 or visit www.pacificrampagewrestling.com. This show is also featuring all your favorite all-time superstars from California, such as the Golden Boy Dylan Drake, your favorite tag team, Pink Mink Inc., Will Rude, Marcus Lewis, Jekyll's the Jester, and many more of your all-time favorites. Pre-sale tickets are sold at the Lakeside Family Fun Center. Catch the final Outlaw Carts Winter Points Race Showdown, brought to you by V&H Fresh and DeCarlo Automotive, Saturday, March 1st at 5 p.m. at Dixon Speedway in Dixon, California. Catch an all-new Checkered Flag Monday, March 3rd at 7 p.m. on the Go Livestream Network. We have guest 600 micro sprint racers Todd Kaiser and Marcus Hardina on the show. Now watch live from our website at www.checkeredflagshow.com.
All right. Well, we're back. Want to talk about the upcoming races. Don't forget that on the 1st, on March 1st, is going to be the final, they're crowning the final points race over there at Dixon.
At Dixon Speedway.
Yeah. And then March 8th is a
Races start at 3 o'clock on Saturday. I'll see you all there.
Yes. You'll be the guy on the microphone. You'll be the, so.
As long as the weather stays away.
The weather looks good for this weekend. We got a little cell coming in Wednesday and Thursday, but we're supposed to clear for the weekend.
Yep.
And then, of course, March 8th is kicking off the 2014 Spring and Summer Series. That is a play day. And it's
swap meet in the morning.
Swap meet in the morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. And that's what, $20 per
$20 to come
not
and
much at
sell
all.
your stuff.
$20 to sell your stuff, not much at all. And then March 15th is the opener, Outlaw Carts for points race number 1 for the Spring and Summer Series.
March 22nd will be the first weekend that we run the 600s and the bigger cars. So the smaller cars start on March 15th, bigger cars start March 22nd.
And also want to talk about our sponsors. Of course, we want to give a big thanks to our sponsors, V&H Fresh.
Yes.
And, of course, Yaya's Coffee.
Yes.
And if you want to sponsor our show, reach out to over 1 million. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying that right now. Over 1 million viewers. Thank you, fans. Reach out to over 1 million viewers. Have your, like tonight, you saw the, here we go again.
1,063,000.
1,063,000. We'll be able to pay for an assistant. So if this keeps happening to me, somebody can,
no, we won't.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
We're going to keep putting money back into the show.
We're going to keep putting money back into the show and making it and making the show better and better.
But we can help you if you have a business that needs more exposure. Get a hold of Ace or myself. You can call the number that we gave earlier, the 707 number. You can call me directly at 510-791-5625, and we will help you get exposure to our over 1 million fans.
And that's not a dateline. He's got a significant other, so nobody. Oh, writing it down. Yeah, nobody be doing that. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
But we can help get you exposure. We can help your business grow.
Yes. Well, we'd like to thank our guests for being on the show. Our guest, Dominic Scelzi.
Yeah.
And Brent Kaeding. What an awesome interview that was. And before we go, I want to talk to you a little bit about what you have going on and what are you going to be out there for the 8th?
Oh yeah. We're working hard to get the transmission repaired. Had a great conversation today with Gordon Siros of Siros Racing Engines. Thank you, Gordon, very much for your patience with me and sharing your knowledge with me. It's going to help us be a better race team. I'm forever in your debt. But yeah, we'll be out there on the 8th. We are looking for a couple more crew people. So if you're looking to get interested in racing, if you want to join part of a winning team, contact me at the 510-791-5625 number. We also can use some data gathering help. So if you're not necessarily one that wants to get dirty, come on out anyway. We can use help with data gathering and marketing and we got a website now and we got Twitter accounts and all that stuff going on.
There you go.
So we could use a little help with that. Come on out and join the team. We're going to be having a lot more success this year. We have a lot better help, and I've learned a lot, and we have a better car. So we'd like to invite you guys to get involved. If you're not in this local area, go to your local racetrack and get yourselves involved. It is a very rewarding experience, and if you don't like it, we'll gladly refund your misery. So.
Are you? Did you sell the Snoopy car yet, or
No. We still have a 600 for sale. Anybody looking? We've got a good car, a 2003 American GT that kept us safe through several rough years last year.
Yes, and of course, to find out the price on that, they can get a hold of you.
Yep.
Yeah, so they can get a hold of you to find out. It's
sure.
It does not an arm and a leg, that's for sure.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not even a whole arm.
Yeah. Right.
So.
Well, right on, man. Thanks, and I want to thank our guest again for being on the show. And stay tuned next week, same time, same place. Next week we're going to have two great guests. We have not only have Todd Kaiser, but we have Marcus Hardina also on the show. So I'm very excited, and hopefully there's room for a third guest. So if you want to be a guest on our show, you can hit us up on our Facebook, which is my Facebook, Shannon Ace Naylor, or actually fill out our form on the Checkered Flag Show on the contact us, checkeredflagshow.com.
Right.
If you're in the racing business and you want to get on a show that has over 1 million viewers.
Yep.
Of course, an easy way to watch us is by going to our going right to our website now. Check the www.checkeredflagshow.com. Watch right on the front page, and all the archives will also be posted there as well.
Thanks to Ace for making that change. Made it easier for you guys.
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
are still working hard to get so that you can view the show on mobile devices.
Yes, we're
Stay
working on
tuned.
that. So stay
We're
tuned. And
working
we're gonna start uploading them to YouTube. So go to YouTube, go to the Checkered Flag Show. Just type it in YouTube, and you'll find our YouTube account, and we'll have all of them uploaded there for those of you.
You can view those from your mobile devices.
Yes, you can
already.
view those from mobile devices because YouTube has that.
No more excuses.
Nope. All right, well, that's our show. Good night, folks.